last year, we had the privilege of trying out the latest innovation from Kia Motor, the EV5. But the version we tried out was in South Korea and it was their local spec. Well, this one is the Philippine spec version of the EV5 newly launched in our market. So let's show you what this BEV has to offer. Annyeonghaseyo, Vince Pornelas from AutoIndustriya, and yes, we're finally taking you around the Kia EV5. Now, I have driven this in South Korea late last year, and I was already marveling at how good the vehicle is. From driving, from the interior quality, from the design, and so much more, particularly when it comes to the space. Now, Kia itself has been a specialist when it comes to BEVs in the last few years. Now, with the EV5, it's gonna seek to bridge the gap between the smaller Kia EVs as well as the larger Kia EVs that they have in their lineup. And we're gonna see if this is the one that's going to fit your needs. So let's get to it right now. Kia Philippines will be offering two versions of the EV5. One is the GL with a 400-kilometer range. This one is the GLS with 550 kilometers of range. GLS 550, it actually sounds very German. Either way, this Kia EV5 is one stunner of a crossover SUV. We can see it with the way they design the front. We know Kia, they do very well with the design. They really focus on that, especially with their signature tiger face. But now they've got something new as well going on with the star map lighting, with the signature lighting there. Very, very striking. The front end features a very minimalist look when it comes to the black, the silver, and the matte black they've got going on there. But of course, what's going to be key here is going to be what's underneath the hood. In the engine bay, or actually, we can't really call it engine bay anymore. I think the correct term would be now, powertrain bay. So when we pop open the hood, what we will see is not an engine. Actually, we won't even see a motor. What we will see is a frunk. So this frunk gives you extra space overall, meaning for storage, and you can use it for a variety of things, like your mobile charger. Later, we'll show you where it is. It also houses like all this plastic, covers up what's underneath, which is mostly going to be the motor and the charging system. Now, when it comes to the motor, this one has a permanent magnet synchronous motor that is driving the front wheels. Has about 217 PS and it's got 340 Newton meters of torque. So plenty for a vehicle that is pretty much a compact crossover SUV. But what's going to be key here as well is going to be the charging. Now, the charging is over there by the front passenger side, right there on the front fender. And it's a Type 2 CCS, meaning it uses Type 2 AC and it uses CCS for the DC fast charging. So if you can have access to a DC fast charger, that's really gonna top up your battery. And the batteries on these vehicles are big, over 60 kilowatt hours for the GL 400 kilometer range version, and 88 kilowatt hours for this GLS with the 550 kilometers of range. Now, back to the styling. Press that to close that. Very convenient. Now, when it comes to the styling, you can already see it. This vehicle measures about 4.6 meters long, which is rather big. Ground clearance for the GLS is at 161 millimeters overall, a little bit more for the GL. And the reason for that is, of course, the battery is going to be bigger. Now, the wheels, these are 18-inch wheels. They come with the Nexen tires, and these are really biased towards efficiency and comfort and quietness, things that you will really enjoy with the Kia EV5. Now, the front door handles, actually all the door handles here, it's this type. It's the flush kind. It doesn't have to pop out. You actually just have to push it there. So it's not electronic in the popping out. It's actually manual there, which is good. And it makes opening and closing of the doors very, very convenient. Kia went with the conventional type of mirrors in this one instead of the digital side mirrors that we found in the Kia EV9, which I think is a smarter move overall because it's a bit more conventional, easier to use. Now, here in the back, of course, the big door there, but we can already see the styling, the direction that Kia is going for here. It's very, very clean what they went for with the almost full width LED strip there, but it all just looks great. And if you have a different color version, it will actually stand out quite a bit more. The rear deck here, or at least the roof, is sloping downward, which looks very, very sporty overall for a crossover this size. Again, we're seeing the same kind of aesthetics, but yeah, these are just things that Kia really does very well, the styling of the vehicle. But another aspect they do well in is when it comes to the cargo space. And you can see right now, it's a big cargo space overall. The height is about 75 cm. The length right now with the rear seat up is about 88 cm. The width here is about 102 cm, but it can extend over to around 134 cm. But what we're really liking here is that they packed in so much more storage than, just the actual dimensions. We can see pockets over here. We can see pockets on either side as well, and even these little compartments up top, which are gonna be useful. Now, the neat trick here is that you also have underfloor storage. So for example, right here, this compartment is about 90 cm. It's actually quite big, and it allows you to have storage that is more concealed, meaning it doesn't show up in, like, if anyone wants to take a peek inside your Kia EV5, they won't spot what's underneath here. And you've also got this storage here, which houses tools and such. It has your tire mobility kit. It has the adapter, which is basically your AC charger. It allows you to plug into an AC outlet to give you the boost. Let's say, for example, if you're in the provinces or if you're at home and you don't want to mount a wall box, which, by the way, this one does come with an AC charger for your house. Not just that, another one in a box that will work out as well. And you've also got the adapter there. We'll show you what that other adapter can do for you. But one feature I'm really liking is this set of rails that they have there. So if you notice here, you've got different little slots here on the side. That's actually for your luggage rack system or luggage holder system, luggage hook system. So you can see here, these hooks, you can actually position them all around however you want. For example, here, all you do is you twist, then you pull it out, and then you can see it has this little slot. This reminds me of something in the pew industry. It's called M-Lock, that kind of system. It allows you to reposition things like very, very precisely and very securely as well. Same with this. Oh, no, not that. What that one is? Is that one? No, not that one. The other one here, you can reposition. That one is fixed, apparently. But yeah, you can reposition that if you want to hang things here. You can also have it down here on these slots. They're very, very useful. I'm sure they're not appreciating me moving it around too much, but hey, that's the point of the video. It's supposed to be able to be configured, which is what the Kia EV5 has to offer. But there's more. Yes, there's more. You can actually fold down the rear seats. It's me. If I pull it down, I pull it here. You can fold this down. And by the way, there's also a slot for the seat belt, so it's out of the way. You can put it here into this slot over here on the side. So nice and out of the way. See, and you push down and it locks. You have to really pull this to be able to unlock it. And it has this magnetic tab, the little, I guess, continuation shelf floor thing there. And then if I go to the other side, it also has the 60% split. So in this configuration, yes, you get a lot more interior space in your Kia EV5. And that's actually really nifty. I like that it locks into place, makes it nice and secure. And in terms of cargo, what can we get in there? I mean, we have this, there you go, push it there. We have this, which is your charger. This is actually the charger that comes with the vehicle that you can wire into your home. Whoop, not there, right there, see? And then we have this, the 50-liter one, all kinds of stuff you can configure into your vehicle. Actually, you know what? Let me reorganize this into something that's a bit more practical. Let's say you can have that there, you can have this there, and then you can have it up here. I feel like a salesman right now demonstrating all of this, but That's what this vehicle has to offer. That's why we really liked it when we drove it in South Korea last year. It just comes in so very, very handy. And it allows you to have all that stuff there and actually plenty more space to go. Again, like I showed you, lots of underfloor storage. Oh, let me here, see this? Magnetic. That's nice. And you push that there. There you go. Space for 5 people and lots of luggage and still plenty more space to go in your Kia EV5. But it's a hot day out. I want to sit inside, cool myself down, and show you what the interior has to offer. So finally, we get to show you what's inside the Kia EV5. In my last video in Korea, I didn't get so much time to be able to show you all this, but now I do. So the dashboard is about several shades of gray, definitely not 50, but it's a very clean aesthetic. You can see it with the touches they've got. They like to go for these geometric shapes and cuts, makes it look very futuristic, very clean, and also very much functional. So steering wheel, it's a, I guess, 4-spoke thing, like 2 side spokes on each side, and you have controls for basically your cruise control, smart cruise control by the way, audio controls here, and drive modes here when you press this. So you can go through sport, snow, we don't need that, eco, and normal in this vehicle. And just behind it, you have your wiper stalk and your light stalk, as well as your control for the EVs or for the EV drive system. So when it comes to turning on the vehicle, you press the EV on-off button right here. Your park button is here. So push that, it's into park. And then to put it into drive, you push this or you twist this forward. And if you want to put it into reverse, twist it backward. And when you do, your 360 camera does come up. Now, I apologize. One door is open, so it's not going to be an accurate view, but it gives you an idea of what this one has to offer. In the GL version, you don't get a 360 camera, you do get a reverse camera though. But don't worry about parking because whichever one you pick, you've got front and rear sensors. It just so happens that in this GLS variant, you also get side sensors, which is rather cool. We've never heard of a lot of manufacturers who offer that feature in their vehicles. Now, in front of the driver and basically everybody are 2 12.3-inch screens. One for the driver, which shows you all the status of the vehicle, your range, your basically everything, your regeneration settings, which you can control via the paddle shifters. They're not really shifters anymore, just paddles. So it gives you that. And then here on the side, you have another 12.3-inch screen, which has your usual wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Yes, very nice. So let me pop it into the wireless Android Auto right now. And right over there, very, very cool. And of course, the response very good, and it's also very clear. So that much. And if you want to go back to the home screen, you just tap this. See? Very nice. You have your car wash mode, phone, EV settings. Let me show you that right now. It shows you your history so far, insofar as driving the vehicle, how much you're using. And then you've got your range. This is a more simplified display, which gives you pretty much everything that you need. Now, what I do like here is that they do have this little screen here that gives you your temperature controls and AC and all that. Now, you can tap here for your fan speed. And by the way, what we really appreciate here, that given that it's in the heat of summer right now, having the easy to access controls is going to be very good. And also the volume of air from the vents, very good. That's something we like. But also when it comes to controls, you don't when you're driving, the last thing you want to do is have to really tap there and look, right? You want something tactile, they've got that right here. If you want to lower the fan speed, you can do that. If you want to raise the temperature, you can do that. Whatever you want to do, and you've got your modes and all that stuff you want to do. And by the way, dual zone, you have it for the passenger and for the driver, depending on what setting you want to access. When it comes to ADAS, here, let me show you now. Back to the home, we can go to not there, over here to set up, and we'll see here vehicle. Now when you tap that, you can go to driver assistance, and it'll give you all the settings that you want to play with in your vehicle. So for example, if you're concerned about, let's say, for example, when it comes to the cruise control, you have it over there. You can change the distance there if you want, how hard it accelerates from a standstill. And by the way, this one has stop and go, meaning when it comes to traffic, it can help you negotiate traffic very easily. Like if you're in cruise control and the vehicles in front come to a stop, it will also come to a stop. Very useful in traffic. But what you also want to play around with here is your driving safety features. It has a lot. So it has your forward safety, and it also has the ability to brake the vehicle, meaning like for an emergency stop, that's the AEB right there. You have your lane safety, lane timing, all that stuff, the blind spot monitor. It's all here. And what we really like with Kia is that when you signal, signal like left or right, you can see it here. If I signal left, it'll show me that. That's the camera view from the side mirror, or at least just below the side mirror. It gives me an idea of what's like right beside me in my blind spot. That's also very useful. It's a nice visual aid to be able to drive around and negotiate things more safely. You also have your parking safety and driver attention warning. Not that I'm gonna fall asleep inside the Kia EV5, but what you're really gonna appreciate here are going to be the features. Now let's go from a top-down approach, shall we? You do get a panoramic glass roof in the GLS version, and you can see it right here. Let me pop that open now. One touch, the cover pretty much retracts towards the back. And yes, panoramic, this is a huge screen if you like to get your vitamin D when you're on a road trip. But if you want to really open it up, you can do that. It'll slide on top of the rear glass, or at least the rear part of the top glass, and giving you a big sunroof, or at least a big view of what's up above you. And right now it's a roof. And if you notice, I do have an armrest here, which is actually it's nicely placed. Like some armrests I find like a bit low. This one, perfect for me. But if I want to have that up, you'll notice it has a little pad here. I mean, it's perfect for a lot of things. Like, for example, my código for this video, and also even for my phone, or if I have my little wallet there, that can go right there very neatly. But if you have a phone, you'll want to put it right here on the wireless charger while you're using the wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. You do get two cup holders here, and it has dividers that you can pop up like right there. So it has dividers there, make it easy. There's a tray underneath for a small bag, but you can also put it right over here. Extra space over here. The key fob is of course the smart kind, and you have buttons for lock, unlock, and then your trunk opening system there. You also have your auto start, and also the front opening is right here if you just press and hold. So it's actually very comprehensive what they offer in the key. But again, it's all about the storage here. So for example, you also have a hook here for little things like if you have a purse or something you want to hang there, fine. If you want to put stuff in the glove compartment, that's where it is. Very convenient, very easy, and it's soft open, drop down right there. You have a 12-volt outlet here, USB charging port right here, and a USB-C charging port, and a USB-C charging plus the USB to actually connect to this. So it's very comprehensive what they offered here, but there are also some neat things going on in the back. The back seat of the Kia EV5 is actually far more functional than most of the vehicles we usually get to try. So for one, the space is aplenty. It's also got this eco material that they've also got in front. The leatherette over here, very nice. Center armrest, also very good with two cups there, very convenient. And you can fold it up if you want to have three people here. And by the way, three people really can fit here in the back with plenty of toe room and leg room to spare. Those are things that we really do like in a vehicle. And Kia, being that they're really masters when it comes to maximizing the space inside the BEV, it really comes to play right here. Now, what do we see? The panoramic glass roof, of course, reaches up to here in the back, which is nice. You have your grab handle here, a little light over there. You have AC vents on the B pillars, which is convenient. Again, they can't put it here because they have the glass over there, so they just put it here, which is a neat touch. The center part here is also very neatly designed because you can't really use anything here, but you do have a drawer right there. Very convenient if you want to put drinks there, It's gonna come in really handy if you want to put stuff there. You can, and it's nice and out of the way. Maximizes the space inside your vehicle. You have pockets over here, USB-C charging ports right over here. And some of the other Kia models, we see them right over here, but this one, they've got it over here. And another nice touch, if you have a coat or if you have like, I don't know, any kind of package, you have this right here. Because you got a hanger here, you can hang a suit coat over there. Not that I'm gonna use one right now. I think it's 40 degrees outside. So that's gonna come in handy. You also got a little hook here. Yeah, I mean, it's very thoughtful what they came up with for the Kia EV5. And if you have a child seat, if you have a baby, well, you've got ISOFIX anchors right there if they want to go for a drive. So I'm gonna strap in our smallest member of the team here, Geloy, into this, and I'll go for a drive right now. It's really nice to be back behind the wheel of the Kia EV5. This is one of my favorites. Actually, it's my outright favorite BEV that I drove last year, which is why we already awarded it as our, well, top BEV from 2025. But what's it like now on our roads? Well, on our type of concrete roads, it's actually very smooth and very quiet. And of course, being that it's a BEV, I do have a lot of torque to play with, and the response is pretty good. I mean, when you have it in sport mode right now, like I have it, you're gonna have a bit more of that throttle response, which is something we like in a lot of BEVs nowadays. It just gives you that point and squirt ability that is so enjoyable, especially when you have a bit of open road. But for most occasions, we're gonna have it in normal mode. So in normal mode, gives you a balance of everything. Gives you a bit of the throttle response, but also gives you a bit of the efficiency overall. And by the way, that beeping you're hearing just now, that is the lane keep assist, or at least a sensor for the lane keep, because it will try to warn me if I'm veering onto the road markings over here. You know what? Let's test it now. So if I'm veering right, will it warn me? Yes, it is. And it's trying to steer the vehicle to keep me in the lane. And that's going to be a good thing, especially now that a lot of new drivers tend to get distracted in terms of observing the road, and of course, a lot of other vehicles all around. It's gonna come in handy. It just offers an extra safety net, which is going to be useful. And the feature, like I mentioned earlier, when you're signaling left and right with the camera screen here, the display from the camera on the left and on the right is going to be very useful, especially with the belt line of this. But when you put it into eco mode, it'll actually restrain the throttle response. And what that allows you is to more easily access the maximum range available from the vehicle. Actually, we can show you that right now. You can probably see it from this camera, is that when we put it into into the EV display right there. So right now, we have it in, we have about 375 kilometers of range remaining from a 79% charge on the battery. If we put it into the other modes, you'll see it actually lower a bit. So if you put it to, let's say, normal mode, it goes to 364. And then if you put it into, let's say, sport mode, it'll drop even further to 352. The number on the right is if you have your AC off. So right now it's reading 429. If you put it into eco mode, it'll go up probably, how do you say, eco mode over there. It'll go to 456. Now these numbers actually we found to be quite accurate overall. But again, you won't be driving around in an EV, in an EV5 with the AC off. I mean, especially now in the middle of summer. But wait, there's more. Every customer that purchases an EV5 will get a home charger free of charge. So that's an AC charger that you will have to wire into your house. But don't worry about that part because AC Mobility is subsidizing up to 25,000 pesos of the cost of installation. Now, it can go a little bit up if your home needs to be upgraded, or at least when it comes to the wiring, to be upgraded to be able to handle that. But hey, 25,000 is still 25,000. That covers up pretty much most of the cost of the installation. And you will also get a 2,000 peso voucher from AC Mobility to be able to use their range of Evro chargers all around the country. And the That's a fast expanding network of chargers all around the Philippines. Anyways, back to the driving range and let's wrap up this thing. Anyways, back to the driving range so we can wrap up this preview of the new Kia EV5. We hope you appreciated our little presentation on the new Kia EV5 for the Philippine market. We can't wait to take this stylish, practical, very spacious crossover BEV out on long drives because that's what it's really made for, with a maximum range of up to 550 kilometers in this variant. Now, when it comes to longevity, that's something Kia focuses on too, because when it comes to the warranties, you've got a 5-year, 160,000 kilometer warranty from bumper to bumper, and you've also got the battery warranty, which is 8 years or 160,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. But when it comes to pricing, that's also what's very interesting. The Kia EV5 in the GL variant starts at 2.298 million, while this GLS variant retails for 2.698. So yes, these are the prices for the BEV of Kia. That's really gonna change what you can expect from a crossover BEV that you can really use every day and over long distances. But there's one more trick we wanted to show you. You see, many BEVs have this trick called V2L, vehicle to load, meaning you can power up AC devices like, electric fans. You can even charge laptops, no problem, because this one can handle up to 3.6 kilowatts. And we're about to show that to you now because we've got it plugged in with its extension cord. It's not plugged into any other external power source apart from the Kia EV5. And we're gonna play a little bit of barista. So I'm gonna pop open this blender and then open this coffee. Let's see if we can make some iced coffee. So there we go. Pour that in. And then don't forget to close it up, otherwise we make a mess over here, right? And then let's get started. Power that up. And then whoa. There you go. We have instant, iced coffee. And that's the great thing about this. Like wherever you go, you've got your power source with you, no emissions and the like. And right now, let's take it for a little taste drive and see how I did with the coffee. Okay, clearly I'm better at being a presenter than being a barista, but guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of the Kia EV5. Is it something that you'll consider for your garage? Let us know. Kailangan ko yata ng sukal dito at konti pang gatas.